Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to my channel, Freedom Chaser. I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to say thank you before I start to anybody who's been following me. I think I have about 5 subscribers now, which is pretty awesome. I wanted to start this YouTube channel so I could document my journey through the remodel of my RV. I wanted to put videos up of me, of things that I did to make it super awesome, but I'm ended up putting more videos about just regular RV stuff in general. So it's kind of cool. But thanks again for whoever's subscribing to me. That's really awesome. So tonight I just wanted to talk a little bit about the emotional side to moving into an RV full-time. I think that it's something that everybody goes through. I don't think that people really talk about it, but I think I think it should be talked about more. I think it's good to talk about, things like big changes. If you're going from a big, 4,000 square foot home and you decide to go down to 400 square feet, I think it's good to talk about it. I'm just gonna just make a few points or a few big things that I believe are what causes the whole emotions to set in play once you get into the RV full time, or at least some of these points that I'm gonna make. There's some things that I personally felt, and maybe you can relate. So I'm gonna list them, and you can just let me know also in the comments if you guys can relate. Now I'm in a 34-foot fifth wheel, and it's just me by myself, and I'm here full time. So your emotional journey may be different than mine because everybody has different circumstances and different things going on, and different size RVs and different challenges. So maybe some of y'all can relate. So I want to say that the first, I think, big thing for everybody once they finally get into their RV and they're completely done with their other houses or apartments is when it really hits them that it's like, oh my gosh, now I'm in like this little box, and it's and then you're like, okay, where's like you're in this big huge box, your house, and then you go down to this little box, and it's just a sudden change. It's like you constantly think about the RV move, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you're here, you're in the RV, and you're looking around, and you're like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I think everybody kind of feels that. I know I did. And when I did finally hit me, it was about a month after I moved in. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I started kind of freaking out. I got really bad anxiety, thinking, I can't live in this little box with one door, only one way to get out, and I'm up high, and the wind rocks it sometimes, and the rain is so loud. I was freaking out. But after a little bit of talking with somebody and deep breathing and just remembering why I took this leap, just remembering what was the goal, and just constantly thinking about that, it really eased my mind. And I think that's what we should all do if we ever feel like we have that moment like, what did I do? What did I do? And you maybe want to try to go back to a home or something. I just think that we should calm down, take a deep breath, and realize why we did this. And it'll, help us calm down and be like, oh yeah, I did this for, to get out of debt. Like, that's my reason. Or I did this because I need to travel, or I did this because I have 10 bedrooms and I don't need 10 bedrooms, you know, whatever the reason. Don't forget it. I think another thing that we go through, the emotional reasons, and I think this may be more geared towards women, is, you know, we like to have our stuff. You know, I know one of my videos, I talked about one of the reasons why I downsized was to get rid of all my stuff. It just felt like it was weighing me down. But I did have a moment when I got here in the RV, and I realized, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, my things, I need my things. How am I going to go, how am I going to keep going without, you know, my stuff? But again, it went back to just think about, you know, why did I do this? Why did I make this move? I did it so I wouldn't be bogged down by all that stuff. I know we get so used to seeing our stuff all around the house, and it's like, it's comforting, you know, to see that closet full of clothes, or it's comforting to see all that artwork on the wall, or, you know, it's comforting to have all of our kitchen appliances that we don't use, like the waffle maker or something, you know, and then it's like, it's gone. But again, realize that, or I realize it's just stuff that weighs you down and you never use it. And, you know, there's people out there that, you know, they can have more clothes. You can donate more clothes. You can make somebody's day by giving them a waffle maker or something. I don't know. I'm sure that men feel the same way, but like when they have to get rid of like all their stuff in the garage, their tools and stuff, I'm sure that's probably hard on them too, come to think of it. Okay. Another thing I think we may struggle with is when we make this move, what our friends and family think. I know a lot of us care about what people think, other people think, and we shouldn't, because it doesn't matter. You know, we're not here to please other people. I mean, I think we're here on earth to help other people, but, you know, worrying about what the guy next door, or, you know, your sister or your friends or your parents, whatever, because there's going to be people out there that are going to judge you for downsizing and moving into an RV. But you know what, this is your story, this is your life, this is what you want to make of it, and this is what makes you happy. I tell people sometimes that I'm in an RV, some friends, and it's like, I don't get the reaction that I wish they would say. Like, I wish they would say, oh, that's awesome, you moved into an RV, that's really cool, you're downsizing, and that's really cool that, you know, you're trying to get out of debt, and that's really cool that, you know, you're making something of your life and you're doing something that makes you happy. But instead, sometimes I get the reaction like, huh? Like, they look at me sideways. Like, why on earth would you do that? Are you okay? Are you in your right mind? Yes, and yes, and yes. So, but there was a few times, a few friends, I felt bad because I felt like I was supposed to be following more like the route that they're on, you know, but their life isn't my life and my life isn't their life. So you may get sad at times thinking, oh, my friends and family don't approve, but don't let it get to your head, because it's your life and it's your choice, and that's what matters. Now, right now, I am stationary full-time. I'm not traveling yet, but I can imagine this if you're out there full-time traveling around everywhere. I can imagine that your constant change of scenery could probably be like a lot to take in, especially if you're coming from a house or an apartment where you maybe took one vacation a year, and you know, you only went 50 miles away, and now you're loaded up, and you're going and you're going and you're going, and before you know it, you're 1,000 miles away from home, and nothing is familiar in sight. Like, that's stressful, okay? But then you full-timers out there doing it all the time, going around everywhere and just constantly changing your surroundings, I can get that. That is very stressful. I don't personally have the experience of going, you know, traveling yet, but that's just another thing that you have to adapt to as a full-time RVer. You've got to be okay with, you know, one day you're in Atlanta, and then, you know, the next you're in, I don't know, Mississippi or something. And, you know, you have to learn, like, ways to cope. You know, maybe it's meditation or exercise, or just talking to your partner, your travel buddy, or making phone calls to people. I can imagine there's some good ways out there to cope with all that, and, you know, ease your mind. But until I've actually start traveling full time, I may have some more to say on that one. But anyways, I feel like, you know, it's different for everybody. Some people may not get that whole emotional anxiety whenever they go full time. You know, you may get in and hit the ground running and just be full of excitement. I mean, when I first got in here, I was excited. I wanted to fix everything, and I wanted to do everything, and I wanted to be a part of the RV. But it was like one morning about a month later, I woke up and I was like, oh no, what did I do? What did I do? But it only lasted like a couple weeks, but I'm sure everybody's different. But if anybody's out there and they're feeling super emotional and crying at night, or, you know, waking up in the morning thinking, did I make a mistake? Is this going to be a regret? I don't think that's fair to do to yourself. You know, you wanted it, you had the idea to be full-time RV, and you wanted it, you went out there, you got it, and you're in it. You're in it for a reason. You followed your heart to do it, and, you know, try it out. Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep living your dream. And, you know, if after a year you still feel that gut feeling that maybe it wasn't right, then hey, at least you can say you tried it. And that's what life is. You know, it's trying new things. Anyway, I thank you for listening to me about the emotional journey of RVing. If you do have something else to add to this, please add it in the comments below. I would love to hear you guys' stories about, you know, what did you have to overcome, and, you know, what did it take before you realized, okay, I'm not an emotional wreck anymore. I can do this RV thing full time. Please, if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.